I'm fascinated by that moment of between shoreline and water. It's like a time zone change. You sort of stepping in from one world to another. That moment's really important to me. It's almost like the water says, "Who are you?" And it's that choice to answer back. My name's Jude Palmer, and it's a very interesting question. Who am I? Big question. I'm a trail running coach and an open water swimmer coach. I'm a mum of 3. I'm just an individual who loves going out and having adventures and loves taking people with me. I was an internationally sort of quite high-level competitor. Started sailing when I was 6, and then stopped. Sort of last World Championships were when I was 21, and never had to swim. I used to swim a little bit. I used to swim in a life jacket. I could swim. I wanted to do a triathlon after my first child was born. Went back to basics. A lake near London, and I remember crying my way around the lake. Could not swim well enough in my head, and a bit freaked out by being in this space. And it took me a long time to learn, and I'm still learning how to swim better, even as a coach. I think it's really good to not be able to do something, because I think that's a great challenge, isn't it? You learn about yourself and you learn about how it works for others. What's going to happen when I get into this water? I don't really know what the experience is going to be. It's different every time, and that's exciting. For me, that's super exciting. It's like visiting an old friend, but one that might have a sting in its tail sometimes. About 5 years ago, I had what you could call a mental breakdown. I look back now and I was really, really ill. I think it's very easy to brush things away, but actually part of sort of developing and growing is to be able to recognise that I was properly unwell. And it was a very raw experience. I felt literally like I was stood up naked on a mountain. Wind was blowing like a gale. It hurt, it bit at my skin, it was painful. Every day was tricky. Every minute of every day was tricky. My head hurt. That rawness of that experience and the cold is so similar to how I felt when I was really vulnerable. It's almost like I want to revisit it, the places I go and the person I become when I'm getting into the water. It's seductive. It's like I want it to challenge me so that I can go, I'm okay. And one of the things I really, really craved when I was really unwell was just my head to be calm. In fact, I remember having an MRI scan, and I remember the doctor saying to me, "Oh, you'll find the noise really off-putting, it's awful." Oh my God, it was like the best 30 minutes of my entire life, because it just shot my head off. I couldn't think about anything else. It's almost like my head unfurls itself and unravels and just relaxes. yeah, I needed to do it. And it's not so much about need now. It's more about the thing that wraps around it, which is the places you go and the people you see and the stories that I see and the people I take with me, I find incredible. I think it'd be quite easy to almost be a bit evangelical about cold water. You must get in, it'll do you good. And I try really hard not to do that, because actually what's really important is people choose and they opt in, and rather than being told. And how we experience cold water changes. I have people who come and friends have made them, and they'll have a different experience to someone who's chosen to do it. I'm absolutely a great believer in people and their ability to do things that they never thought they could. Because actually it's a bit like a muscle. Once you do it once, you can do something else. Often people go, I've got into that cold water, that river, that beautiful lake. I can do anything now. There's something beautiful about seeing, people come out and go, do you know, I didn't expect that. It is symbolic, isn't it? I went through this hideous experience that felt really raw, really painful, really difficult, really personally challenging, and for my family, very difficult challenges. You don't have to be brave, and it's not about being brave. Lots of people go, oh, you're really brave going to cold water. It's not about being brave at all. It's just being about okay with who you are. This is a really wonderful space to inhabit, even if it's for the briefest of times. That time between land and water, which is exactly the same as like between night and day, that moment of when does one thing become another. It's that sort of check on, are you alive or not? Yes, I am alive and kicking, and I come out feeling that. I am participating in the world. It's a yes, it's a positive yes. I'm not just bumbling along. You're all right, Jude. You're all right. And that's good enough for me.